Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the No Wow Show. Now, the No Wow Show has been off the air for a few weeks. It's been Christmas and we're now into the new year. I think the last show was back in December. Now this week I thought we'd look at a new subject area. We've been talking about project management, but the concept of deliverables. What is a deliverable? When it comes down to it, that's what a project is going to be measured against. Let's take a few examples. If I'm actually about to go and do an audit for a company, that means I need to go to the organisation and do some business analysis. Or very simply, another example might be that we're about to change their computer systems and we want to know what's actually inside the system. Now this is going to be quite prevalent soon when it comes to people changing their operating systems away from NT or Windows XP to Windows Vista. And there will have to be quite a lot of work to actually understand what needs to be ported and what doesn't need to be ported. So how will I know once I've done my audit and I can prove to my client that I've actually done a good job? Well, we use the term deliverable. Now there are many project management methodologies around in the world today. One of the methodologies is called CMM. Carnegie Mellon University had that, and very few companies have achieved level 5. There is PMP, there's also one called PRINCE. Now PRINCE is used quite a lot in the UK, it's internationally renowned. It's actually standing for Projects in a Controlled Environment. It's currently a second release of that, it's called PRINCE 2. And PRINCE 2 is very, very deliverables orientated. Now I've got a whiteboard thing here just to show you some examples. So in the situation where we have a building, there's our little square that shows the building, and what we want to do is that we want to go to each one of the floors to understand what's on those floors. So we might want to understand that there are computers and there are desks and there are all kinds of items that need to be accounted for. So if we look at our stages of the project, you must have heard of a term called project life cycle. Well, project life cycle means that you can split the project into a number of stages. So what would we call the first stage? Well, discovery is normally quite a nice phrase to use. It's where we do our requirements definition and where we do our analysis of what the needs actually are. But let's come back to the point about deliverables. If I'm in my building here and I need to understand what's in the building because I'm going to be auditing it, I need to define a report, some kind of report that will tell my customer that this is what I've actually done. And those deliverables are actually called products. So one of the deliverables may be an audit report. It might be a requirements definition. It might even be a specification for a bridge. Once we have this information, we are able to design and develop our solution. So our development may be that we wish to change computer systems, we wish to build a bridge, we wish to, at the end of the day, build a brand new environment or a new set of offices. Maybe they're going to move from one office to another. What we also have is another stage here. And in this stage, we've actually built it. We may even decide to prototype as well. Let's just let them build and try the thing out. Again, a prototype could be a deliverable, another item that we can tick off. All the way along, we're building up a catalogue of items that we can prove to our client that we've actually done the work, and also more importantly we can have some quality criteria next to it. So quality criteria are items like, have I completed the specification? Is it a reliable solution? Have I done it to the time that I said I'd do it? Have I done it to the cost that I said I would do it towards? And do you sign it off? Do you agree with my specification? Do you agree with what I've done for you? All the way along we can get sign-offs. And what you can also do is actually have what they call highlight reporting. So all the way along we can do status reporting, and that status reporting is every couple of weeks to tell them that we've actually achieved our deliverables or we're slightly further away. So once we've discovered what we need to do and we've designed what we need to do and maybe possibly developed something, we can trial it. So let's pick another exciting colour. We're going to trial. And this is almost like a testing phase to ensure that the client or whatever we're doing is satisfied with the solution that we're about to give them. Once the trial has been set up, before we do the trial we can actually set some test criteria. Again, it could be a document, an acceptance test specification. There may be a project board operating. So with the project board, we can say to them, these are the acceptance criteria items that we're going to use, and these are the tests that we're going to have, and we'd like you to sign it off before we move on to the next bit. So when we're trialing the environment, whether it be a new computer system or a new way of doing things or some new documentation, the trial can iron out any specific issues, and we can have an acceptance test report. That part there is quite important because that is effectively a sign-off to go live. We also may decide to trial a whole bunch of training techniques down here as well, so that we can get our training absolutely spot on before we continue on. We'll go live, and when we go live we can also en route check to see how well it's going. And then a rule of thumb normally is that we have about 20% of the people involved here and about 80% the remainder over here. So we're actually trialing our solution and eventually we're going live with it. And this applies to any kind of project you do, whether it be a business project or whether it be a IT project. You're going to understand what's required, try and understand what the requirements are towards a great design, prototype it if you can, or trial it, and then go live. And we haven't forgotten it there. In terms of finishing off the last bit, we want to evaluate. So we evaluate what we've actually done. And the reason why it's a circle is the next time we do things, we can learn from all the different things that we've done, and we can reuse our deliverables again and again. So that's it for this week. Hope you enjoyed the video podcast. You can always contact us at kh-2.com. Visit our website www.kh-2.com. If you want to have lots of free white papers on project management techniques or management techniques, you can do that also by visiting our wiki, which is www.k-wiki.com. So we look forward to your company next time round. This is Dr. Savi signing off for another week.